Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Final Whistle podcast. This is episode number two. I hope you guys liked our first episode, and we're going to make this a regular series. And we're going to be talking about the Champions League quarterfinals on today's episode. As you guys all know, the round of 16 just ended, and boy, what sort of matches were those? Amazing. We have quite a few big matches in the quarterfinals coming up. But first, I think we should talk about the very first match that will happen, and that is happening on Wednesday night, aka Thursday midnight, and that is Atlanta versus PSG. Do keep in mind these matches are now only one-legged, so anyone could win this. What do you guys think?
So, in my opinion, this is probably the toughest tie of the lot because Atlanta have shown how well they have been attackingly, especially in the league where they have scored almost 98 goals, I think, which is the third highest in Europe this season.
Wow.
So they've been really good in the attacking third, and I think that they won't miss Ilicic, who is out for personal reasons, because they've got two really good strikers in Muriel and Zapata, and then of course they have Gomez in the midfield, who's pulling out the strings. So I think they've got a really good squad. And on the other hand, if you look at PSG, Di Maria is suspended for the game, and Mbappe and Verratti, on the other hand, are extremely doubtful because they've been injured. And I think that they're going to miss Di Maria and Mbappe because I don't think Neymar can do it all alone here. So I think that it's going to be a tough game. We're going to see a goal fest because both teams are really good in, attackingly. And recently, when PSG faced Lyon, I wasn't convinced with their win because they beat them narrowly with a penalty shootout win. So I don't think they were really impressive against Lyon. And I think that if I'm going to predict right now, I'm going to go with Atlanta with a 3-2 win, and they're going to progress to the semifinals. Although I would have predicted PSG to go through if we were talking about this fixture a few weeks ago when Mbappe and Verratti weren't injured. So yeah, that's my prediction. What do you think, Bakas?
Bro, I feel like you're right on so many levels, except in my humble and honest opinion, with the prediction, with the score prediction. 3-2 seems like a massive score line for Atlanta. I absolutely agree with the fact that Atlanta have been amazing. They've surprised so many teams. I hadn't even heard of Atlanta before this Champions League, and they're facing off in the quarterfinals. With a PSG with such a big team, and this is a great moment for a club like Atlanta. And as you said, they've been great attacking wise, but I also kind of do agree that we have an upset coming. I feel like Atlanta will bag this and take it home and go to the semifinals, especially because it's one leg. So, anything can happen as well on the other hand. And just like you said, Di Maria missing out, Mbappe missing out. I don't think, Neymar can fill in the spots, you know, for both of those players. I mean, we all know Mbappe is world class, and I still have my doubts on Neymar because that guy is just a showman, as we have seen over the past couple of years with his diving. So I feel like he can't fill the void that has been left by the two players who are out for this fixture. And I agree that Atlanta is going to take the win, but I feel like I'm going to go with a more humble scoreline of 2-1, and yeah, it's Atlanta for the win.
Well, boys, before I give my own prediction, I want to give you guys a little stat, which I saw somewhere. So
Hmm.
you can call me Statman Yaya from now on.
Yeah,
PSG
that's
have not
layered
won.
on us.
PSG have not won a single game against an Italian side in the Champions League. Keep that in mind.
Are you for serious? Are you for real?
Yep,
In its
and on
history,
yep, from what I've seen.
that is crazy.
And on the other hand, this is Atlanta's very first Champions League, and they've made it to the quarterfinals. So they may
Yeah,
have some motivation and some courage in them to go all the way. I mean, this is what these new teams do. If they're
yeah,
going this far, they're going to go all the way. But let's admit
yeah.
that in the Champions League, PSG have been a bit convincing. I mean, they've had a few big wins in the group stages. But then again, the injuries will also play a role. I think Mbappe is their main guy. If he can't make it, then I don't know if PSG can make it. But I'm gonna be realistic over here, and I'm actually still gonna go for PSG. I mean, although every game at this point in the competition is tough, I think PSG they've
Mm.
bottled it too many times to bottle it once more. So I'm going I'm going with the PSG win.
Well, I'm in favor of that, as well. I respect it, I respect it. This game could go both ways, and I'm absolutely looking forward to this fixture. I feel like I somehow deep inside my heart, I feel like we're gonna be flabbergasted, by the end of the match, whether it be the score line or whether it be how the game ends and whoever qualifies. I feel like, in my honest opinion, there's a huge setback coming in the way for PSG.
Yeah, I mean I would respect an Atlanta win, so I wouldn't mind one, but I think PSG will go through. As you all know, all these fixtures will take place in Lisbon, obviously due to the coronavirus. But the next match that will take place will be Atletico Madrid versus Red Bull Leipzig. So, I mean, these two teams, don't put it past Leipzig. But let's hear our other fellow podcast members' opinions before I give mine. So, Musa, what do you think?
I think that this is going to be a really boring game because both sides are really good defensively. And if I were to predict what's going to be the score line, so I'm going to go with Atletico winning 1-0, a very narrow win, because both sides are really, really good when it comes to defending goals. So and because the one leg tournament format actually favors Atletico because they actually park the bus most of the times. So I think they'll score a goal against Leipzig and move on with a narrow win, and they're going to score by a counter attack, of course, as they do always. So I don't see many goals being scored in this game. I'm going to go with a narrow win for Atletico. And obviously, Timo Werner being a crucial loss for Leipzig here because he's been carrying the club for almost 2 to 3 years right now, and I think that Leipzig will surely miss him for this tie because he could have been the deciding factor. And I think that if Timo Werner didn't join Chelsea and he was still in Leipzig, I would have went with Leipzig for the win. But right now, I don't see Leipzig beating a strong Atletico side who recently beat Liverpool in the round of 16. So I'm going to go with Atletico beating them 1-0. What do you think, Vakas?
Wow, I feel like this is going to be an amazing fixture. Just like you said, it may be a bit boring, but these teams are so well equally matched together that we're going to see a blockbuster of a game. And just like you said, obviously Leipzig are gonna miss Timo Werner. He was a star goal scorer, in the Bundesliga as well, right behind Robert Lewandowski. If I'm right, please correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, they're definitely gonna miss him. It is gonna be a tough game for Leipzig because they've lost probably their best player, and Atletico are a strong side. You could just never put Atletico down, or you could just like never not trust them to win a game. And yeah, their defense is really strong. Obviously, the only thing going through my mind right now is 2018 Man United Mourinho tactics. Score a goal and then park the bus. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game as well, man.
This will be the first time that the two teams have faced each other. So let's see what this match has in store for us. And do keep in mind, both teams have had very big wins in the round of 16. Obviously, Atletico beating the champions Liverpool and Leipzig having two very convincing wins over Tottenham. But as we all know, the Werner factor that changes. That's a game changer. I mean, he was their main guy. So, like the others said, he is the sole reason I'm picking Atletico. I mean, this will be a tough match, don't get me wrong. But obviously, for the sole reason that Atletico Madrid did knock out Liverpool, I'm going to back the boys. And next up, Bayern Munich versus Barcelona. I mean, how long have we waited for this rematch? It's been a good few years. And fun fact, we do actually have a Bayern fan in the podcast right now, Musa. So let's see what he has to say first.
Yeah, so I'm actually having goosebumps right now talking about this fixture because I'm really excited for this tie. We're going to see Barca face Bayern after almost 5 years. So I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to be very realistic about it because all of you know I'm a Bayern fan, but I'll keep a realistic approach. And I'm going to talk about the facts first. So it's a one leg tie, so I think anything can happen in a one leg tie. Uh, no matter how strong Bayern are, I think that we shouldn't forget the Messi factor here, because Messi can decide games alone, and but I believe that Bayern right now are very strong defensively, so deciding games alone can be a problem for Barcelona here, because Messi can't go past Bayern's defense alone, in my opinion. Because right now Bayern is really, really impressive in the defense, in all departments, to be honest. Because they've been in amazing form, 27 games unbeaten in all competitions so far, and they've won all 6 games, all 8 games in the Champions League so far, and a convincing win against Chelsea, 7-1 on aggregate. So I'm gonna tip them to go past Barcelona, and I'm gonna say that Messi can't do this alone, and Bayern will go through, beating Barcelona 3 goals to 1, and they'll face either City or Lyon in the semifinals.
Wow, I'm pretty sure Vakar, who is a member of our podcast, who is not with us today, he isn't dead, don't worry. He would have had a lot to say about it, I'm pretty sure, which would have been fun. But moving on to my prediction, I, on the other hand, I also fairly do agree with Musa. I do feel like Bayern is going to win. But Barcelona's recent form has been a little shaky. It has been a little rocky over a past year or so in competitions. Obviously, they bottled the league as well. They should have won it, but Real Madrid came from behind to clinch the league as well. And they had a narrow win, not really narrow over Napoli, but it was again a shaky when Barcelona weren't on their their top form, as you know how people say how Barcelona have been. When you think of Barcelona, and when you look at how they're playing right now, that isn't how Barcelona should be playing. It isn't showcasing their best of abilities. And Bayern Munich has been very OP this season, very overpowered. I feel like in every category they are pretty much the best. Defensively, obviously, so many good players. They have, I mean, David Alaba, he's a great left back, and obviously looking at forwards, Gnabry and Robert Lewandowski, prolific goal scorers, prolific, and they're the ones who are gonna get in there into their defense, who are gonna infiltrate it, penetrate it, and yeah, gonna score. In my opinion, I am again going with a 2-1 win for Bayern Munich to advance. Yeah, to go forward in the Champions League.
As a neutral fan, I must say that this will probably be the most fun to watch fixture. And obviously, as already mentioned, the fact that we have a Bayern fan and a Barca fan on the podcast makes it even more sweeter. Or as you guys mentioned, Bayern are coming into this match as the best performing team in this year's Champions League. But Barca are also coming into this match looking to redeem themselves after screwing up the La Liga and making Real Madrid winning it instead. So this will be a tough match, as obviously we already know. And I would love this to be a high goal thriller with Lewandowski on one side banging in a couple of goals and perhaps Messi on the other getting one or two. However, at the end of the day, I think Bayern will overcome Barcelona as they have been top notch this season. Plus, their striker Lewandowski, he's been the best player in every league out of all the leagues overall. So yeah, he would have probably won the Ballon d'Or if it was going to happen this year. So yeah, I'm going to go with a Bayern win as well. Obviously, sorry to our fellow podcast member Abdullah Wakar who isn't here today, but yeah, I think Bayern's going to win.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I want to add on to that as well. I feel like Bayern has a very electric style of play. They're quick around the back, they're quick around the midfield, they're quick with their balls, they're quick with their through balls, their lobbed balls. And I feel like Bayern just has sorry, not Bayern. Barcelona has an outdated defense. If you know what I mean. I feel like they're not going to be able to catch up with the likes of Gnabry or even Alfonso Davies. Or like they have a very strong defense and Alaba as well. I feel like they're not going to be able to catch up. And yeah, just like Yaya said, I feel like Bayern are going to overcome them because they're just so fast. Bayern Munich, they're just so fast that I don't think Barca's defense will be able to comprehend what's happening.
All right, so moving on to the final fixture, it is Manchester City versus Lyon, and I think our predictions are going to be quite straight up for this one, and I don't think any of us will have a different prediction. But let's see. Musa, what do you think?
To be very honest, this is the easiest tie to predict for me because I don't see Lyon beating City here. I just don't see how they can beat City. If they do, credit to them, but I just don't think they can beat City right now. City obviously coming from a round of 16 win against Real Madrid, a really strong side. Real Madrid, of course, after winning La Liga, and they beat them, so I think that's quite impressive. On the other hand, Lyon recently eliminated Juventus, but I don't think that's a really impressive win because Juventus have been struggling in the league. They've lost quite a few matches, and in the Champions League, they weren't quite convincing against Lyon either. So I think that Juventus victory for Lyon isn't that impressive because Lyon were on paper better than them in all departments. They dominated the game, and Juventus struggled. So I think that Lyon going through into the quarterfinals to face City is an absolute easy fixture to predict for me. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for City. And I think that City are absolutely going to dominate this game. And there's no chance that Lyon are going to beat City.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Musa, as well. I don't see Leon getting lucky again, especially against a very tough opponent like Manchester City. Obviously, even in the league, they've been good. I obviously overshadowed by the whole Liverpool squad, but as we know, Liverpool isn't even in the Champions League anymore. Haha, suck it. So yeah, obviously Manchester City is, in my opinion, the second best squad that's in the quarterfinals right now. Obviously, Bayern Munich being the first. I feel like Manchester City, even if they could face up to Barcelona, they'd win. Manchester City is just too fast. They have the best midfielder in the world right now, in my opinion. Being a United fan, I am saying that Kevin De Bruyne is the best midfielder in the world right now. That is something you don't hear every day. And obviously, I'd love for Leon to knock Manchester City out. I mean, obviously, if City win the league, that's the only thing they have on. If City win the Champions League, that's the only thing they have on us, Man United fans. And I'm gonna be actually depressed if they win the league. So I am rooting for Leon, but I don't see them winning this in any way, shape, or form. It's just there's Aguero up top, there's Gabriel Jesus, there's Riyad Mahrez, there's Otamendi, there's Kyle Walker. It's too pacey. The squad is too pacey, and it's such an electric squad. And yeah, I'm predicting a 3-0 win for Manchester City. But if I do wager for Leon to win, it's going to be a 1-0 win for Leon. But yeah, obviously my prediction is 3-0 to City.
Wakas, I like how you said Otamendi after mentioning three world-class players, man.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Right, moving on to Yaya. What do you think?
It would be very, very shocking if Manchester City were knocked out by Lyon. I think that would be, in my opinion, the most shocking thing that would have happened in the Champions League this season. But obviously, let's not forget this is a one-legged fixture, and this benefits the underdogs a lot more than the bigger teams because it's about which team will perform on the occasion, which team will perform on the day. And this match will be a match between the team that knocked out the Spanish champions and obviously the team that knocked out the Italian champions. However, obviously, City were way more convincing than Lyon, and their victory was much more impressive. And obviously, City, I think, will outshine and overpower Lyon. And I think City will get the win, which is pretty obvious. And yeah, this may just be a free pass for Manchester City into the semi-finals, and hopefully they get knocked out after then.
Right, so these are our predictions for the quarterfinals, and let's see, what do you guys think? Some of you guys are watching it who are not us, obviously giving our own videos some views. That's how it goes. You need to get the ball rolling. So please do comment on who do you think is gonna win the tie, and also do leave a comment on what we should make a video on next. Obviously, it's football season, so we are gonna make more videos on the UCL, and maybe in the future we might even make videos on the Europa League. Actually, we will, and we'll also give our opinions on transfer talk. There's so much transfer talk going on around the world. Like, the transfer window is open in the Premier League as well. New transfers going in and out. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on that as well. So, right, guys, there was the video. I've said all I needed to say. I think I've said enough anyway. So, I'll pass it off to Yaya. I feel like he talks less as well, which is a blessing in disguise for you lot. It doesn't hurt as much on the ears. So, yeah, if Yaya, you have anything to say, please.
All right, thanks, Wakas, for that. But do expect more videos in the future, guys. Obviously, like Wakas mentioned, the transfer videos. But I think by the time that United make a signing, we'll probably be on episode 100. Anyways, I think it's time to wrap up the podcast. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you in episode 3, hopefully with more people with us.